All right, y'all. So allegedly there was shooting last night at the WGCI Summer Jam show where Lil Durk, Chicago and Lil Durk was the headliner. But the first question that went into my mind was, how the hell does a gun get into the United Center? Anybody that's been at the UC, that's been to the United Center, you know the security's strict as hell. Like, you're not even getting a purse that's too big inside of the United Center. Seriously, right? I just went to the United Center like a few months ago when watching the Bulls play. Woman had a big purse. Security, no, you can't bring that in here. You can't bring that in here. You got to store it in a locker or something. You cannot bring that in here, right? I'm talking about we got to go through metal detectors, take stuff out of our pockets, all of that. So I'm like, they pat you down. They look, how you getting into the United Center with a gun? So I was really confused because it really just didn't make sense to me, right? And so, but then I'm hearing from other groups of people that were there that there was no shooting, right? People said they didn't hear no gunshots at all, none of the sort. Some people saying that everybody freaked out and ran because they saw a police officer with an M4 or AR-15 in his hand who was waiting in the open to clear out the space, right? Some people say people saw dude with that gun and freaked out and started running and screaming all over the place. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what happened, what really happened, what didn't happen. I don't know what's the truth or what's not. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm really puzzled on how somebody would get a gun into the United Center, unless you just got some real lax security, young kids at the door that really don't care. But I don't see them not caring when they know that Durk is a performing artist who has gang ties in Chicago, Illinois, who's from Chicago. You know, he got enemies throughout the city, all that, so on and so forth. I don't see them being careless about letting people into his shows. Furthermore, I've never heard of gunshots shooting happen at a Durk concert before in Chicago. He's performed in Chicago plenty of times, and I've never heard of shootings happening. Right? Like, no lie. One of the homies was like, man, I would definitely go to a Durk concert, right? And he like, man, I just don't want no shooting, no BS or whatever. I was like, but bro, I'm like, man, Durk didn't perform here a lot of times. I ain't seen no shooting or nothing happen. I ain't seen it, never happened. I've never heard of it happening, even though you might think it might happen due to the fact that he got street ties all throughout the city, he got conflicts throughout the city, so on and so forth. But you like, man, we never heard of it happening ever before here. He's done his own shows and tour stops in Chicago outside of GCI, and none of this has happened before. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But then as soon as I say that, a few days later, it's allegedly some shooting happening. So who knows? I don't know if it happened or if it didn't or if it was related to anything. It may not even been related to anything dealing with Durk. It might have been some people in the crowd having some issues. Who knows? Who knows? And again, it may have not been a shooting and some people may have freaked out. But what I'm hearing is people that was there saying it was no gunshots. They didn't hear any gunshots at all. So I don't know, man. It's really confusing. Is there a situation where people like, listen, we don't need Durk performing here no more? Where the city is saying they don't want none of these artists performing in the city. You know, they got these certain ties in the streets or whatever. And hey, should we say that it was a shooting at this Durk concert in order to stop him having shows here in the city? In order to prevent him coming back to big venues like the United Center? Do we need to stop it all around? You know what I mean? I don't know. Who knows? I really don't know. But I do know he could bring the city out for sure. He could bring the city out. He could sell a lot of tickets. He could bring in a lot of revenue for the United Center without question, right? So with the concessions, so on and so forth, all of that, man. So I don't know, man, but it's crazy, though. I still was losing my mind, like scratching my head, rather, not losing my mind. But my mind was really boggled figuring out how the hell you can get a gun into the United Center. Again, I done been to the United Center several times throughout my life. Went to go see Bulls games there often. Went to go see the Ringling Brothers. The Ringling Brothers circus whack as hell, without whack, right? I didn't went to go see the Ringling Brothers there. I don't know why, but anyway, Soul Circus where it's at for sure. And that's never at the United Center. But anyway, yeah, I didn't been to I ain't been to no concerts there, but yeah, I didn't been to certain events all in the UC, and you ain't just coming up in there with no firearm. So it's just crazy, man. But yeah, man, I hope. From what I'm hearing, I don't hear nobody being shot or nothing crazy. I ain't heard about nobody getting hit with no bullets, which is a good thing, which is a great thing. But, you know, I'm hoping, really hoping there was no shooting at the United Center at this event. You know what I mean? Because then it's going to be a thing where certain Chicago artists cannot perform in Chicago. And despite whatever street affiliations he has, Durk is a big artist in the city. He's one of the biggest artists in the rap game, period. So Chicagoans want to see him perform here. He got songs that a lot of Chicagoans love and enjoy. He got a lot of fans here, got a lot of support in the city, you know? And so, yeah, hopefully it wasn't no shooting. But right now, it's all in the air. You know, people saying it was, some people saying it's not. A lot of people saying it's not. So we shall see going forth. And I'm like, damn, because I really, you know, again, I'm a Chicagoan, so I know the shit that be going on throughout the city, certain beefs and so on and so forth. But I always wanted to go to a Durk show, to see the concert, to see his performance, to see what type of show he puts on. I'm a fan of the music, for sure, heavily fan, a big fan of the music. So I want to go to a concert. I have never been to none of these concerts before. I was one day hoping to see him perform, but I'm looking like, damn, I don't know if it was some shooting. It may not be in Chicago. Because who knows if they'll let him perform at a big venue like that again if they say it was really, really shooting. And then even if they do, if they were shooting for real, I don't want to be in no scene or no situation where shooting was taking place. But I don't know. We shall see if it really was shooting. Going forward, we'll see what else comes out. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.